polish off just to say really that the amazing thing about that story is that it was the team. None of this. I'm always saying like a mouthpiece for the people, but we do so much work internally trying to get this culture and this ethos into using the tools. Can we help? And it's a long journey. It really does take time. And that was kind of a magic moment for me as the owner, just seeing that the team were able to deliver that and make that difference. And for them, because since that moment, and of course we share these stories internally, for them it's really highlighted the power of doing that kind of work, and they're pumped to do it, excited to do it, and are really invested, I suppose, in doing it. So for anybody on the journey, just know it does take time, and you've got to keep edging people towards it and give them the confidence to deliver it. But that was an amazing story, obviously life-changing for the client, and he can't say enough about it. It's just trying to find opportunities to do more of it, really.
The next category then is value. This is really about adding much more value to your core services, the compliance services, making them much more attractive, adding high value, maybe lower effort type of ways to make them more attractive, enhancing the value perception and delivering more of a business growth advisory solution to clients. So the winner of this one is Dan. Dan, I know, is at an exhibition, but is practice growth expert. Also, Emma, in this case, is going to talk about why Dan deserves this award. So over to you, Emma.
Just say a few things about Dan, because again, I've been working for quite a while, and he's been really, really fantastic. And you know that in the previous years, he won an award because of his YouTube channel. And I just want to bring it to focus again, because the YouTube channel is not a sales channel for him. It's a value channel. He's been using it so that he's posting every week, things that are really important and valuable to business owners out there. I mean, if you look at the views, I mean, we were looking the other day, 34,000 views for one of his little videos. It was just like absolutely mind blowing. But it's all because he's adding more and more value every time. And that's the key, really, that he's so focused on giving people the knowledge. And when people ask him a question, then he goes and puts a little YouTube video up there to show people that. He's started to develop as well some particular products and around some of our services. So he's doing a standalone session on pricing that uses simple stuff that works. And he's built the whole system around it so that the team can deliver it. So they've had people working on that. He's doing weekly seminars online. And actually, that's not just Dan. In fact, most of them are his team developing, that are getting people to online, adding value, no charge, just come on in, drop in, ask me questions about bookkeeping, ask me questions about payroll, just sort of things like that, which again, it's a good positioning thing as well, because obviously the team are now being positioned as being great advisors too. This is the thing I love. He started to do surprise delight calls. So he will just pick up the phone and randomly pick a client and just 15-minute call to see how the client is, how they're getting on, what's going on. And again, that is such value for people because they feel loved and cared for. And that's, you don't have to do something massive for people. Sometimes it's just a little thing. And the team are using Benchmark to change lives. And I just want to share this story that he emailed to us. So excuse me, because I'm just going to read what he said. So he said, one of the team spoke to a construction firm of ours 6 months ago who was in trouble, pointed out at the year-end meeting that the Benchmark tool said his gross profit margin should be 35 to 40%, which previous years it was 16 and 22. So we told him to rein in his personal needs and gave him confidence that he had a good business. We weren't really sure that he was taking it on board, but we've just done a pre-year end meeting and he's added 177,000 gross profit to his business this year. His margin has gone from 22 to 40%. There is enough retained earnings to pay his director's loan account off. When I dug into how, he tells me he got the kick up the ass he needed from Kelly, one of my team, and went straight back to his office and told his manager, who prices their work, that they now weren't quoting less than their 35% margin. His guy told him there was no way they could do that. He said, my accountant says that's the margin possible. He then hired a lady 2 days a week to build a spreadsheet and monitor those gross margins and the job sheets. He's gone from having a balance sheet in the red to having a surplus in 6 months. Now that to me is just like mind-blowing, isn't it? And that's the team adding the value by just using a simple tool like Benchmark and the client taking that knowledge on board. And that's really how we can just use that and add value. And that's the sort of thing his team and he are doing on a regular basis. So I just wanted to share that story, really.